So, should I publish the quality video?
What's the quality video?
The one that we did the other day in the camper where you said I was angry.
Sure. You could. I think you should post at the bottom of it. Terry says I was angry in this. I seemed angry. Like put a text.
But I wasn't angry.
I think that'd be fun.
Why would
Say
you
and
think
then
I was
say
angry?
I wasn't angry. I was passionate or something. I think that would be funny. And then people won't be like, wow, he's angry, because then they can't really say that because you kind of address that. That's what I think you should do.
Okay. I won't do that because I just filmed you saying that.
Why? You're such a jerk.
Love you too, sweetheart. Hey everybody, welcome to 54 Nights RV. So we've talked a little bit about the warranty story behind our motorhome, and now we're going to talk a little bit about quality, just in general, industry, RV industry quality. And I know somebody is going to say, well, brand X is perfect. Ours, we never had any issues with ours at all. That's great. And there's going to be 5 other people that will say the complete opposite story of what you're telling me about brand X. We all come across good ones. Unfortunately, we all come across not so good ones. It's a common theme across the message boards and across YouTube. RVs, the quality of today's RVs is just horrendous. It's terrible. Oh, the sky is falling. Okay. Yeah, quality's not that great in the RV industry, but it's really not, in my opinion. It's not that bad. It's not good, but it's not that bad. And honestly, when compared to other industries, RV quality is lacking. More often than not, incoming gaming reference here, for those of you who don't game, it feels like you're purchasing the beta version when you buy a new RV. For those who don't know what beta is, in the gaming world, beta is the incomplete version.
You play it and you figure out what's wrong and they fix it. The problem here is they don't really fix it. You don't get out of the beta version.
Yeah. When you say something like the RV industry, quality is lacking in it, and a lot of people will say, you go buy a brand new pickup truck and you never have issues with it until it starts to fail, until it's old. And then you hear, well, that's just apples to oranges, when you compare RV industry to any other. But, the simple fact is, these campers leave the factories with issues. And in some cases, for folks, their vacation interrupting or vacation ending issues. That is a quality problem.
And then they're not cheap. The campers are not cheap. You're paying a lot of money for all these issues.
I mean, you're paying anywhere from $18,000 on up to $500,000 for these things. Before we get too deep into this, let us tell you a little bit about our experience. We've been RVing for, close to 30 years.
A little bit of tent camping before that.
Yeah, did some tent camping, and our first pop-up that we bought, we owned that thing for 15 years. And you want to, when you think about a pop-up camper, you think cheap. And as a matter of fact, back then, the salesman, if they found out you wanted to buy a pop-up, they didn't want to deal with you because there just wasn't that much markup on them.
We had 3 young children and 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Also.
But we used this pop-up for 15 years, and the only problem we ever had out of that pop-up camper was the water heater failed after we had it for about 12 years. That thing held up like a champ. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that was the best quality RV ever made. That was the one that they pulled out to inspect before they sold it. After we got rid of the pop-up, we bought a hybrid, which a hybrid is a bumper pull camper with all the amenities, only the beds flop out on the end, and you know, canvas top pop-up style beds.
We kind of stuck with that. We like the tent feel, and those beds had that tent feel. So we got the pop-up with the beds like that, and we we want something that doesn't take as much to set up and take down, but still have that outdoorsy feel.
Well, we had 2 things that went wrong with that hybrid. Went wrong is probably the wrong word to use. First thing that happened was when we got it home, we noticed that one of the latches for cabinet doors was broke. Wasn't a big problem. We called our salesman and said, "Hey, this is broke. We need another one." He got another one for us. We went up and picked it up. I put it on.
I think he had
It's all
another
good.
one within a week, maybe less. It seems like it was pretty immediate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was pretty quick. But the other thing that went wrong was the tongue jack. And there's a roll pin in there that holds a gear in place would snap, and you just sit there and spin the handle and nothing would happen. You'd have to tear it apart, fix that roll pin, replace it with another one or whatever. That's really the only 2 problems we ever had with that hybrid. So when we started shopping for a coach, this quality thing just really wasn't on our radar. I was actually surprised by some of the comments I was seeing about poor quality because we hadn't experienced that. We started shopping around RV shows, you know, year and a half before we bought this beast. And from our eyes, there are certain manufacturers that are worse than others. You know, you just walk into them and you're just like, oh, wait a minute. They forgot to put this here.
Or you can see that underneath there. You shouldn't be able to see that.
Yeah. Well, I can see people walking by outside. Wait a minute, I'm trying to watch TV. And during all our shopping, we also went to dealerships, and there are just some dealerships out there that they take on that mentality of, we don't fix it till it's sold. That paints a very poor image of the RV manufacturer, honestly.
When you're comparing RVs, you're going to look at the pretty. You just are.
Yeah. You know, and you hear this, you know, well, you know, an RV goes through a earthquake, you know, like a 10.1 earthquake traveling down the road, so stuff's gonna fall apart and it needs to be fixed when it gets to the dealership. Okay, tell me which roads those are, because I'm not gonna take them.
And they know they're an RV.
Yeah,
That's what they're made for.
They're made to travel down the road, right? Well, no, they're not, but they should be.
Right. That shouldn't be an excuse.
Yeah. It's so, you know, part of my history, I have worked in the quality field for the vast majority of my career. So, you know, quality issues really kind of just, I don't know, they kind of make me squirm a little bit, like, you know, what's going on here? So the question is, why Why is there a lack of quality in the industry? Okay, according to the RVIA, since 2010, RV production has increased annually. 2016 was like a record production year. I mean, this is going back to 1978. So it's this push them out the door, make them as fast as we can, push them out the door because they are selling, baby. You know, and from my perspective, speed in production doesn't mesh with quality, especially when it comes to handmade products like campers. You know, the darn things are selling. So what's the incentive for them to improve quality?
People are accepting it.
Yeah. I'm an enabler. I bought it knowing what the quality is like in the RV industry. That makes me an enabler. You own a camper, you're an enabler. It's your fault. You're the reason they make junk. They don't make junk. That's going too far with it in my mind. That they don't make junk.
But we as a consumer are the
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we support it. We here, take my money, please. So I mean, while we can scream at the manufacturers, we're not doing anything about it. Now, granted, this is something we want to do. We really, really, really want to do this. We want to go camping. We want to go to the lake on weekends. Heck, we want to retire or just quit tomorrow and live the rest of our lives out in an RV. So take our money. Make junk. We'll fix it. Just take my money.
And there's really not much competition as far as across the board. Everybody, whether you get the $500,000 one from what we understand, or you get a, $100,000 camper, they're pretty much all the same. So there's really no incentive to go buy, this particular brand over X brand.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, Airstream, Newmar, they all have superior quality over, but Tiffin. But when you're comparing within the industry, a high quality RV, is it really? I mean, really? If the television manufacturers took on the same approach as the RV manufacturers, you would have dead pixels all over your LED TV. Your remote would work occasionally and never when you want it to. So, and looking around, this got me curious when we were shopping. This really got me curious. I wanted to find that manufacturer that really was trying to do something about the quality of their RV. I really did. So, in all my research, I never found a manufacturer with a solid quality control program. There's got to be one out there. There has to be. I couldn't find it. One company claims that they pull one RV every day and they give it a thorough inspection. Give me that RV, please. I want that RV. Please sell that one to me. I don't want the one before or after. I want that one right there. That one you just got done looking all over. Give me that one. Here, I'll give you $10. Just make sure I get that one.
Wow, you're a big spender.
I am. That's all she lets me have every month is $10. I hold on to that $10 until the 30th. Yeah. And honestly, that does absolutely nothing to improve the overall quality of the process. I say absolutely nothing. Okay. Next to nothing. It might do something somewhere, but it's minuscule. We're talking about handmade products, not machine-based made products. products made by a machine, this random sampling program works. But we're talking about handmade stuff. Throw out everything you've known growing up. Oh, you want something that's handmade. There's quality, there's craftsmanship in that. Not in RVs. Amish are human. Did you know that? You talk to a salesman and they tell you about these Amish cabinets or cabinet trees. I'm not sure what a cabinet tree is, but I'm sorry, I'm an Okie. I say cabinets. They tell you about these Amish-made cabinets like the Amish are some mythical creature from, the Far East. No, they're humans. They may do fine work, and I'm not going to argue that, but they are humans. They're going to make a mistake. The thing is, in the RV industry, there's no solid mechanism to catch that mistake. And we touched a little bit on this. Most customers, when you visit the boards and you see some of these videos, most customers, and I mean most. Did I say most? I can't remember if I said most.
You said most.
Okay. They're willing to accept it. Even going so far as to offer up excuses. Quality will cost money. Okay. Yeah. Initially, quality is going to cost some money for the manufacturers to institute a good quality control program. It's not going to be free. But to hear these people talk, you would think that that's going to add $30,000 to the price of your RV. No, that additional cost to an RV is actually the label. Yeah, it's kind of like when you go buy a motorcycle. If you buy brand X, you can get it for this much. If you buy brand X, yeah, that costs you a few $1,000s more.
Well, it's not just money either. Some people give the excuses, but they'll fix it. There was a brand of camper a while back that it was a pop-up.
Yeah.
They had serious issues with their roofs. I mean, serious issues. It had to be fixed. And people said, but they stood behind it. They fixed it. They, for several years, I think they had these issues.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the label on that camper, they pulled from that manufacturer because of those roof issues. The thing about the cost of quality control program, if it's a solid program, it's going to pay off in the long run. If you're making a quality product going out the door, you're paying less warranty claims. It costs more money to do it the second time, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth, depending on what kind of dealership you're working with. It costs more money. If you get it right the first time, you just saved money. Yes, the initial cost is more, but down the road it saves the manufacturer money.
And people are happy because they get to go camping and they don't have to have their roof fixed.
Yeah. One of the other lines that you hear, there are thousands of parts in an RV. There is no possible way for them to create perfection.
We're not full-timers. We have a home, and our home has thousands of parts in it, too.
Yeah.
And it does pretty good.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not going down a interstate like a 10.2 earthquake, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. The thing is that sounds so profound. But when you really look at what that excuse says, there is just so much wrong with it. Perfection is a goal for manufacturers around the world. It's an unobtainable goal, but it is a goal. You're always striving for perfection. that is how your product improves, is striving for for perfection. You trying to make that perfect ball bearing or whatever. When you fail, it leads you down the path of innovation. Innovation in the RV industry is making a couch turn into a bunk bed. Really cool. It's really cool. If you haven't seen it, Newmar has it for a couple of years exclusively. It's awesome. It's a couch that makes into a bunk bed.
Yeah.
But that's the type of innovations RV manufacturers pursue, is the ones that are eye candy for the customer.
That's kind of deep.
Is it?
Yeah, that ball bearing into the, yeah. That was good.
Oh. I have to write that one down. But the innovations as far as durability of the RV, sustainability of this, massive earthquake that I take my pickup through every day. Never mind. What kind of innovations have been made in that arena?
Because they know this thing drives.
Oh, yeah.
They know you're going to drive with
Yeah.
it. They know if you're pulling a trailer, you're pulling it down roads. That's what they're made for.
But and this one just kills me. You're buying a house on wheels. So profound. Oh, yes, I'm buying a house on wheels.
You need music behind that.
So not true. I'm buying an RV. I'm not buying a house on wheels. It's a camper. They don't sell these things at Jim Walters. For those of you not in the area, Jim Walters is a manufactured home. Used to be. I don't know that he's even still around. It's a camper, folks. It's not a house on wheels. It's a camper. It's that mentality that is giving us quality issues. They use many of the same construction practices in making these campers. I think that might be the problem. Really? This thing rolls down the road at a 10.2 earthquake. Let's build it like a house. Works in California. Sometimes you just want to yell, idiot!
Maybe they should make it like, a camper. Build it like it's going to go down the road.
And a good quality control program would actually guide them down that path. Mm-hmm. If you start getting complaints about wood separating from underneath the refrigerator, you start asking questions. If you've got a good quality control program, you start asking questions. Why is it separating? What can we do to keep that from separating?
When it's vibrating, going down the road.
Yeah. Why does the door keep coming off its hinges? What can we do to keep it from coming off its hinges? Why does this cabinet keep breaking? It's always this cabinet. We know that because now that we have a quality control program, we log this stuff and, we should do something about that.
Our bedroom door doesn't stay open like it should, and we have a cabinet that doesn't stay closed. When we talk to them about it for warranty work, they said there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, you're just driving a house on wheels. It's going through an earthquake every time you drive down the road. We hear that from the frickin' dealership. Mm-hmm. Really? Come on.
It's like they didn't realize it was going to be going down the road when they put that door in, when they put that cabinet in.
I mean, really. People up in Indiana are like, what are we building these for anyway? Looks kind of cool. Looks like it might be fun. I don't know what these people use them for. That's great. But really, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. They're not that bad. There are issues that need to be addressed, and it's not as expensive as everybody, claims it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to raise the price of your RV, kind of like the calendar raises the price of your RV anyway. Every year the price of these things goes up. You probably, if somebody in Indiana said, we're going to institute a quality control program, it's going to raise the price of next year's RVs. If you don't let that out, the customer never knows. They just think, oh wow, they've raised the price on the 3417 again this year.
Or they think this is a really good quality camper and they expect me to pay more for it. And a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, I would pay more for a good quality camper. They do pay more.
Yeah. But, if you're shopping for a camper, I think we've said this before, you go in with your eyes wide open, understand what you're getting into, you're still going to be happy. You're going to be a happy camper. But there's not really, the only way we can as customers do anything is stop being customers. I don't want to stop being a customer because I enjoy this lifestyle. And if you think by buying a used RV that you're not supporting the RV industry, well, think again. You just made room for somebody to buy a new RV. So, if you have a camper, you're supporting poor quality. Poor quality, too harsh. Not good quality. How about that? It's not good quality. Anywho, I don't know how long we've dragged this on for. My contacts didn't read the clock from this distance. So we're going to cut it off here.
Yeah, let us know if you know the answer to this dilemma.
Yeah. Give us a few stories. Tell us about some of the issues you've had with your camper. Or, like I said, tell me you've got the perfect camper, because when you get done with that, I want to buy it.
They got one of those, the one that was inspected.
Yeah, I want that one. I really want that one. I want that one. I really want that one. I want to stand at the factory door and wait for them to put their inspected by tag on the mirror, and I'm going to buy that one. Anyway, guys, we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.